Welcome everybody back to boostinmotion, guys, and today this video is going to be giving you the pros and cons of the Jb4 for the Q50 Q60 Red Sport. Now, I've already made videos in the past, and this will be actually an updated video on the pros and cons to see if you want to go with the Burger Tuning Jb4. So if you do want to purchase this, there will be a link below either on Amazon or eBay. You can actually directly purchase this Burger Tuning Jb4. But anyways, guys, if you want to know more about the specific maps to run, this is not the video. I've made extensive videos about this in the past that don't need to be updated, that are actually already very informational. So definitely check on my channel. Hopefully I'll put a link above to if you want to run it on in California, 91 fuel, 93 fuel, E30 mix, and etc. So anyway, guys, hit that intro. Welcome everybody back to boostinmotion, guys. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Thank you. So welcome back. So if you guys don't already know, I've already installed my Jb4 for my Q60 3.0T. Now, I've already had 3.0T Sport and my Q50, so it's necessarily the same exact thing. It's nothing really crazy or anything hard to change. So I want you guys to if you already installed it, you already went to the app, you've already connected the Jb4, made your profile and everything, I want you to look over a few parameters. Number one, this is how I usually set mine up. I set it up with boost, water temperature. Water temperature is going to be the coolant for your engine. You're going to set up your IAT. It's not as important, but I set up my IAT so that I can know how cold is the air that is coming in and going across the mass airflow. Pretty much that is your intake temperature, your intake temperature readings. Now, the next thing I'm looking to look at is AFR. This is air fuel ratio. With the air fuel ratio, this just lets you know if the car is running right. Most of the time you're gonna see it at idle around 14, so that's okay. That's perfectly normal. The car would always try its best to average 14.7 or 14.6 AFR, so that's completely normal. But as you drive, you're gonna see it go up and down and fluctuate depending on your driving. Next will be your oil temperature. To me, this is very crucial and very important, because when you look at your oil and fuel temperature, excuse me guys, it might be a little bit bright. If you want to look at your oil and fuel temperature, usually you want your car to warm up to at least 150 to 160 degrees. So most of you guys who live in a cold area, if you're starting your car in the first 5 to 10 minutes, this is even if your car is stopped, and it's about 30-40 degrees outside, it takes about almost 10 minutes for our cars to start getting the temperature up. So just to let you guys know that is a quick tip. Maybe I'll make a video separately talking about a few things you guys should always look at to prolong longevity of your car. And lastly, trans temperature. From what I know, I haven't updated this programming. I don't know if they changed it in the Burger Tuning Jb4, but pretty much trans temp is your heat exchanger coolant temperature. So on the Jb4, they still don't have access to the temperature of the charged air. They only go off the charge coolant temperature. This is the coolant that circulates in the heat exchanger system. This is very crucial because this also lets you know if you're heat soaking and heat soaking pretty fast. So right now this is saying it's about 55 degrees, excuse me, I'm getting temperature about 57 degrees Fahrenheit. All right, now we're gonna put that up there and we're gonna leave that there. Now, next thing I need you guys to do is, and some of you guys want to care about doing it, in previous videos I've talked about data logging. Check some of my older videos about data logging, but because you already have preset maps, and these maps have been dyno tested with plenty of people in the community for the last 4 to 5 years, there's nothing special about the special sauce that you want to do, okay? So, but if you do want to data log your car, there is a little option you could press that says data logging. Usually you'll hit the data logging and you'll floor the car. Make sure it's a safe area, that you can do this in Mexico, and you just want to set up a few parameters. So check a video above about that. Hopefully I put that there so you can look into data logging. Now, there's going to be different specific maps. My car is a 3.0T Sport. A short, brief summary. If you are running 93 fuel and your 3.0T, you can run up to +9 depending on if your car is going to be heat soaking. It's about 30-40 degrees right now in New York. I can push this car up to +9 on the stock heat exchanger system, but it will heat soak in about 1 or 2 pulls. That's just the way that the system is very inefficient. This is why you upgrade your heat exchanger. But you can run up to +9, and then after that, the car will just start pulling in its own timing and reducing its own power to just protect itself, right? All right, so one of the maps I choose not to use. I don't care about using map 1, map 2. I go right to map 7, or I believe it's map 5 now on the newer firmware, where it's +7, and that's just a default setting. It hits peaks of 7 and then it comes down. Okay, cool. Now we can finally talk about some of the pros. I just wanted to give you guys that just backing so you guys can just have some information. Number one, the number one pro about the Burger Tuning Jb4, it is a plug-in boost controller. You plug it in under 5 minutes, you disconnect it in under 2 minutes. That is an amazing thing. It's very convenient. You don't have to deal with a tuner. You don't have to deal with a mad scientist. You get the product sent to your house, you plug it in, you set the map, and you leave it. And that's it. You don't have to have it connected, because your phone does not need to be connected to it every day. Once you set the map, that's it. It stays in that map. So you don't have to keep this up and this running. This is only so you can look at the parameters to see how the car is running, okay? 2, the second pro is it is the quickest way to bump your horsepower pretty safely. It goes off the stock tuning, the stock timing, and you just elevate the pressure and the car makes its own corrections. Our cars nowadays are very intelligent, and they make the corrections when they need to. So going with this Burger Tuning Jb4, it definitely does that. Look at this, is what happens in Brooklyn, New York. Now another pro is you have the ability of looking at specific parameters on how the car is running, because it has a data logging feature where you can look and see specific things. That's how the car is running, certain parameters. It's relatively really safe, and I definitely love this. I love this, and it lets you know if the car is good. It makes sense. You go to the parameters, you can download the car, look at all this little incremental information to make sure the car is running right. 4, there are a few other maps and features such as valet mode, a specific mode that you can run with a E85 and stuff like that. That's if you guys want to make those adjustments and corrections. This is when you work with a tune and stuff like that. So it's really good that it can have these better benefits. Just go on their Burger Tuning website to see some more about the maps. Once again, I don't really want to break down the maps too much, so we'll just continue from that. Another pro that I want to add with the Burger Tuning Jb4 is the price. It's about $600 to $700 depending on how it's packaged, and that's relatively really affordable when it comes to getting a quick bump in power. For Red Sports, you're gonna get about it could be 30 to 50 horsepower bump, and for 3.0T Sports, it could be between, excuse me guys, about 70 to 100 horsepower, all depending on your fuel and the altitude and how cold or hot it is in the area where you live. So I think that's actually really good benefit. The last pro I can sit there and say people always have asked is the Jb4 boost controller plug and play safe? Or am I gonna have any warranty issues? And this is all up on the discretion of you being a fool. I'm being straight up and honest for anyone who's watching that has a Burger Tuning Jb4, and you know what I'm talking about. So some people are fools. This is a plug-and-play device that leaves no trace on the ECU. It's been highly debated in the community forever. Does it leave a trace? No. People talk about freeze frames. I'm not going to really go in depth about it, but a freeze frame is just an event that the car records. Cars have manufactured defects. Stuff fell. No, that is not going to show that the car was tuned. Plus that this car has been out for the last 5 to 6 years. A lot of dealers don't really care because they know the common problems with these cars already. It's only from when this car first came, well, when this motor first came out, it was a big issue. So when it comes to warranty issues, I'm going to sit there and say it to right now, because most of y'all haven't made it to this part. If you have an issue with your car, or if you take it to the dealer often, unplug it. It takes 2 to 3 minutes to unplug and or remove. Why? Just take the time out and stop being lazy. Unplug it. Some people are not gonna like the fact that they're saying, well, you're being fraudulent and blah blah blah. Listen, if I'm paying finance or leasing for a car, it is mine. It's mine. That's it. I don't care if the bank owns it or if I'm gonna own it. It doesn't matter. It's my car. I'm gonna enjoy my car how I want to enjoy my car, period. Okay, so that's the last pro. It leaves nothing left on the ECU that will come up as an issue in the future, because you plug it in and you unplug it. That's it. Cool. Let's talk about some of the downfalls, the negatives. All right, I've talked about it in some previous videos, so I'm gonna give some of the reasons why. Number one, the biggest downfall with the Burger Tuning Jb4 is you're not gonna be fast. Yes, you're not gonna be fast, guys. You're not. Just get it out of your head. You're not gonna be fast. Here's why. Because it goes off the stock tune. This is not a tune where the boost controller isn't a tune where you can change up timing and parameters and all this other stuff that will come from a real tune. It is a quick plug and play boost controller that can give you a quick bump in power. Don't think that you guys can go out there and talk about how much PSI is he running. PSI has nothing to do with how much power your car. You could have a car that's tuned on 18 PSI and a car that's Burger has a Burger tuning boost controller on 18 PSI. It's not going to be the same. That's where a real tune comes in. So you'll never have the most performance compared to an actual real tune, and that's number one. The second problem that I have with the Burger tune, the second issue would be the fact that you don't really have any adjustments, because it's not, once again, as the first has stated, you're not going to be able to compete with a real tune. But number two, you don't have no real adjustments. You know, you're limited by adding 9 PSI. I'm not saying PSI is power, but after data logging these cars, because you're not allowed to really make any fuel corrections, because that will come from a fuel tune, you're always going to be at a point where the car may start running a little bit more richer at the higher end horsepower, because the car wants to compensate and make sure it's running right. So at the end of the day, you're still limited on the amount of power that you're really going to make, and it does take away from the driving experience of what I would really want. For the number two, the disadvantage of having a Burger Tuning Jb4 is because it's not compared to a real tune, you don't have the ability or the adjustment to make changes to the fuel. You do have little ways of tricking the car to think that it's let's say running a lean mixture such as fuel wires, and you do have a wastegate harness that comes with the Burger Tuning Jb4, which I'm not going to get for this car, which allows you to build more boost off the line and just make some more corrections to the amount of boost you're running, so that you won't be a complete slave to the ECU. But even then, I'm just choosing not to deal with none of that, because at the end of the day, I'd rather not deal with any of that. I did the fuel wires and I didn't see the sense of doing it unless you have an E30 mix 93 fuel. I really just disliked it. It's best that you have a higher octane fuel to run fuel wires, and for wastegate actuators, it's really up to you. I have no experience and I'm not going to touch that. So I would say that's actually the second disadvantage when it comes to these cars. So there's really not much other disadvantage I can really add outside of just those two. I've had Burger Tuning Jb4 for at least the last 4 years already on 2 different cars. I think it's really a good boost in power, a good quick boost in power that necessarily any one of you guys can add. And you can unplug it and you can use it on your lease, you can use it on your finance, you can use it whenever you want to use it on, and you can resell it and you might lose a little bit of money, but you can always resell it. And that's to me is the honest best opinion I can really give, and I think that's a plus. I don't think a lot of people really get caught up in the idea of Burger Tuning Jb4 boost controller versus a real tune. I don't want any of you guys that watch this to get confused about it. If you want to get the most power out of your car, get a full-fledged tune from a reputable tuner. But if you want to be able to, if you worry about warranty purposes, you just want to get a quick boost in power, reliability out of it too, and not have to wait 2-3 weeks and revisions and headaches and laptops and connections and Bluetooths and all this other stuff, just get a Burger Tuning Jb4, plug it in, do it on stock car, and call it a day. Okay, that's it. Just do that, and that's my best recommendation. But outside that, guys, you have a good morning, good afternoon, and good night, guys. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for following the channel. Check the Teespring account below for the Boost in Motion merch if you want to support me and support the channel. I'm super appreciative, and everything that you donate to the channel or that you purchase actually goes right back to the channel, so I can try my best to make better, more informational content. So you guys have a good morning, good afternoon, good night. Thank you guys, appreciate it. You have a good day. Thank you everybody for watching. Do appreciate you guys. Love you guys very much. You can also check out the 2 links I posted for some of my other videos. Also on top of that, if you want to purchase some boostinmotion merch, definitely check the link that I posted also. And finally, if you've been watching all my videos and you enjoy them, please hit the link to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you.